So first and foremost, what I'll say with turtle suit trading, it has to suit you as a person. And so first and foremost, you can't be a trader who likes to scalp. If you like scalping, there's traders out there who can teach you how to scalp. Like if you want to go and do DTFX's model, but if you want to trade daily range and you have the patience for that, then turtle suit trading can be suited for you. It can be a great model if you learn how to deploy it effectively. But the key to trading turtle suits effectively, and by the way, how about that for accuracy, right? The discipline that you need, you have to have the patience of a monk to trade turtle suits. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really well said. And just to reiterate what Josh is saying, I think it's super important. Like I remember when I first started trading, and you guys, you might be able to see my screen, but I wrote a book this year, and in that book it details like my journey today, and it also talks about the general futures market in a nutshell. So if you want to learn more about my story, it's in there. But I started way back when, and I was trading penny stocks like way back when. And so like my trading was always trading breakouts, and it's all good if you're in a bull market. But when you're not in a bull market, it's not. My analogy is like in a bull market, trading penny stocks is like driving a Rolls Royce, right? But if you're not in a bull market, if you're not in a bull market, it's like driving a Morris Minor. And if you know what a Morris Minor is, they're like little rust buckets, right? So like I've been through the journey. Like I've traded various different models and strategies. Like lows. I used to be inside the warrior trading community. For those who know what that community is, way back when, old school stuff. So my trading has evolved. But I think what is key is like some people hit it really early. They get lucky that they find a model and approach that works for them. Like I didn't even start in futures. Like I started in penny stocks, ended up trading long hold positional stock holdings. I own another real estate business and invested into long hold. So I did positional strategy holding. Then I went into option trading. Then I ended up in futures. So there's generally, and some people just landed straight in futures, right? And they're like, oh God, they're in the holy grail land. It's like, okay, well, you done all right. Right. But the flip side of the coin for them is they haven't got all that past experience on how price delivers and how price moves. Okay. So I don't think there's a horrible situation in trading where you can often get caught going on Twitter and it's like, oh, look at these guys doing amazing jobs. But you're looking at them that they're 7-8 years down the line potentially, and you're just starting your journey or still figuring it out. You can't compare yourself to someone else. Like you can't judge a bird by the way that it climbs a tree, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous. So you have to look at yourself in your own situation and try and find something that suits you. So just to reiterate what Josh was talking about, like if you are a trader in futures and you want to trade futures, tick one. In my opinion, you're in the greatest land. However, some people are more suited to trading options, right? You've then got to decide whether you want to, what kind of model you want to trade. Do you just want to, and then do you have the time to trade that specific model, right? You might just literally just want a mechanical based entry like a breaker block around a specific time of day, and that's all you trade because it's all the time you've got because you've got a 9-to-5 job. So there's various different things and into the melting pot that decides what it is that you want to do when you become a trader. However, I've filtered down over the years down to turtle suit trading because my sole job has been always in my life as to ask the question as why in God's name did price pivot there? It's all I thought about in my entire trading career, and I've been trading for about just over 7 years now. Right? It's always why did price pivot there? That's what I wanted to know. I always wanted to know why there, why there, why there, why there. That's what I'm interested in about. It's very simple. It's like if you can have like a mechanical stop and a mechanical TP, and honestly, I've got a strategy for the easiest way. If like some of you aren't even funded, like the easiest way to pass the valuations, if you trade ES, just take 2 contracts and go for a 5-point TP every single time with a 2-point stop. If you take a losing trade, you half size and you mitigate your loss. That's how you trade. That's how you pass the funded accounts. The easiest fucking thing in the world. ES, 5-point ranges, using these principles I've taught you. Take a 2-point stop, drawdown, 5-point range, rinse and repeat. If you take a loser, half size, you mitigate your loss. It's so easy, right? Just do the maths, right? So if you take a 2-point stop on a $50 per point contract, your loss is like almost $200 there, give or take, right? If you're trading a 2 contracts and you take 5-point TP, right? That's giving you your $500 if you win. If you lose, right, you half size. So if you then win, right, you're going to get your 250, which mitigates your loss on your first trade. So essentially, you've got to be wrong 3 times in a row to be negative equity. It's the easiest way to grow an account. It's so simple, so simple. It's so simple. Like, and it's I find it it's really sad. Like, I see people who trade and can't control their emotions. And this is the last thing. Like, 95% of people, I think, can actually trade, but they can't control themselves. And so this is a completely off topics conversation, but there's so much I talk about in terms of red pill. And I know you guys have got a phenomenal community here, but I'm just talking about my own community, that in terms that I talk about is the psychology of trading. And you have to be able to build discipline outside the charts that brings into your charts. Like, so what you do outside the charts is almost more important than what you do inside the charts. And that's why all successful traders look the same, act the same, talk the same, have the same habits, habitual habits, right? In order to become the person you want to be, you have to change the person you currently are. Just deal with it. And if you want to be a trader, you have to become a certain type of person, and that is ultra disciplined in all aspects of life. So, if you're finding that you're in the charts and you'll take a good trade now and again, but then you have these days where you just let your emotions wreak havoc and you just blow your account because you do some stupid shit, that's never going to change unless you fix that problem outside the charts. So that, do not do this habit, which I see so many traders do, and I did when I first started trading. I felt like I could solve all my problems just jumping from Discord to Discord and trying to find this Hail Mary solution. The reality is, most traders, whether rightly or wrongly, whether you agree with their model or not, can teach a model that works. That isn't the goal. The goal is to fix you so that you can deploy that into the markets consistently. And you do that outside the charts. That can't be taught. So yes, I can give frameworks, and I've written a 40-page document which is completely free, which you can grab on the website, my website, which is purely on mindset, all my tips and tricks for mindset. You have to do that outside the charts. Then you bring that same attitude into the charts, and over time you will see that develop in your trading. But you can't be eating, beef burgers and chicken wings and then binge watching TV as soon as the market closes, not exercising, and then expecting when you come to the charts you can have the discipline to execute. You're not, because your cortisol is going to be through the roof. Your emotional state is going to be off balance because you're not completely dialed in, and that's where emotions start taking over. Oh, you take a losing trade, and ego takes a hit. Right, your ego's like, oh well, I took an amazing trade yesterday of crap trading, right? And then you try and do the same thing the next day, you lose that trade. Now your ego's taken a dent, and now you're going, well, now I'm going to get my own back, right? And then you start loading up. Man up, do what it is you need to do outside the charts. Bring it into your trading and watch your trading evolve. I guarantee it, if you do that for 12 months to 18 months and you genuinely change the person you are, there will be a point when your changes. Your changing career goes on an upward trajectory. If you do not want to do that, quit. Just quit, because I'm not going to give you the solutions. Josh isn't going to give you the solutions. 2 Degrees isn't going to give you the solutions. Any other person out there isn't going to give you the solutions. They'll give you what it is you should be looking for, but you've got absolutely no ability to execute that consistently. I can't stress that more importantly. It's almost more important than what I've shown you today. Right? Trading is 10% technical. I always say there's 2 routes to people finding success as a trader. The first one is they come from a successful previous business and they have wealth behind them, and they've gone through the bumps and grazes in another industry that has allowed them to be successful traders. I.e., they've built the discipline to manage teams, they've learned how to deal with people on all levels, all those kind of some things, all those different skill sets that you learn with building another business. Okay. On the other side of that, there are people who come from a 9-to-5 job who are rewarded by, you've done amazing, Joey. You keep doing what you're doing and you'll get a promotion in 2 weeks, right? And they're rewarded by these little dopamine hits. And in trading, that's given on a successful trade. Oh, you did well today. You did well today. Have a little tap on the back, right? It's the same analogy. But when Boss Joey doesn't give them, the kudos, the well done, you've done good, you know, you go talking to your mates, oh, he's an idiot, right? I hate that boss. He's a douchebag, right? Because your ego's taking a hit. Same thing in trading, right? You take a losing trade, you lose your emotions, you go into rage, right? So those traders who come from that background where they haven't got the experience, where they've had to change who they are in order to become the person that they need to be, which is hyper disciplined in all aspects of life, generally speaking, they have to hit rock bottom before they decide to change as a person or not. And they either quit or they change. And it's so funny how many traders I speak to who have come from like a working 9 to 5 background, who have hit rock bottom, financially bankrupt, borderline homeless, no food, wife left them, kids starving, absolutely. And they get to a point, they wake up in the morning, they stare themselves in the fucking mirror and they go, I either fucking change today or I am going to be poor for the rest of my life, or I'm going to have to go back and work for Joe. And it's that light bulb moment where their life changes. So the decision you've got to make is, if you are still in this habitual cycle of horrendously managing your positions in trade, you still let emotions trigger you and all this kind of stuff, you either haven't hit that mirror yet, you haven't looked yourself in the mirror, or take my advice and change now before you have to see it. Because I guarantee if you don't start putting in the work, you're going to see that mirror at some point. You're going to lose all your money just churning through funded evaluation accounts. You're going to put money into options accounts. You're going to blow it all. You're going to be bankrupt, no money, staring yourself in the mirror. And you'll remember this stream and you'll go, why did I not change a year ago? You will. I guarantee it. Right. But the funny thing is, I can't make you do that. I can't. I can give you everything you need. I can tell you, I can give you all the advice, but the reality is, more times than not, a trader has to experience it themselves because they haven't been pushed to the edge yet. Right? You have to be pushed to the edge, and getting to the edge, off the edge of the cliff, is bankruptcy, losing your wife, homelessness. That's what you need. Me, who you don't know, preaching down the screen, you're like, oh, half listen to this guy, right? I'm telling you, it's the absolute fact, truth, no if, buts, or maybes. It's how it is. So if you want to prevent yourself doing that, and you're in that habitual state where you let emotions override your trading, change your life outside of trading. Just change it. Start putting discipline into your day outside of work. Like my day, we can go into this topic if you want. Like my day is so structured, you have no idea. It's like a regimental routine. I know when I'm taking a shit in the morning. Genuinely, I know when I wake up. I know when I do a morning stretch. I know when I do meditation. I know when I do my exercise. I have to exercise before I go to the gym. These are called non-negotiables. I have to eat clean. I have to take a break at a certain time. Non-negotiables. And all of this filters into your trading because it becomes strict. It's like, okay, it becomes habitual. If you bring this into your trading, this strict attitude, and it's like, well, okay, I'm only looking to trade my turtle suits into my high time frame point of interest, my nucleus, in alignment with the next level, in alignment with context, in alignment with schematics, and price goes against that, I'm wrong. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. But it also gives me the discipline to wait for price to come to me. Right, I'm not sat at the charts like a little Labrador licking his lips, going, "Oh, I've got with anxiety, desperately needing to take a trade." No, I'm patient. I'm calm. I let price come to me. I execute. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I take 2 opportunities at a trade idea, 6 trades in a day maximum. Right, it's how I trade. I'm so structured, it's unbelievable. Right, so you have to have that in your trading. Trust me when I say that. You have to have that and trade less. God damn it. So if you just click on that link, it's my website. There's loads of free content on there. I'm not trying to push you to my Red Pill Discord. I don't care if you join or you don't. Like, you've got an amazing community here. I trade turtle suits. If you want to learn how to trade turtle suits, that's what I'm here for. But if you want free content on mindset, it's there on that website. And what Josh just said there is absolute gold in terms of how to approach markets. from a psychological viewpoint, because I often see this as well, and I write about it in my trading mindset, which is a 40-page PDF which I've written on mindset, which talks about stoicism and how you should approach the markets with rational thought, and it has all my tips and tricks and how I approach my day structurally in terms of building discipline. It's an amazing document, and it's helped a lot of traders quit their jobs and become successful traders. So it's entirely up to you if you want to read it or not. Most people don't want to read the mindset stuff, but that's where the success 90% of the time is in the psychological. But what Josh mentioned about the psychological aspect of not being a robot is so true. We have to remember that we are humans at the end of the day, and humans by nature have emotions. So you cannot remove emotions. In fact, it's well known in psychological senses and in conversations and communities that the more you try and suppress emotions, the more that those emotions arise. So the way that I talk about it in my trading mindset, which is, I've just shared you a link there, is I have antidotes for emotions. So what I have found, and is the most successful traders who I've taught, who are now trading and doing their own thing and, you know, quit their jobs and trading full time, is they have understood that having the antidotes to know when the emotions are kicking in and how to counteract those. So for example, finding acceptance the quickest is the easiest way for you to become a successful trader. It's not a case of trying to suppress that emotion. It's trying to find acceptance of that emotion and moving forward as quickly as possible. And it's the traders who find acceptance the quickest are the ones who are the most successful. Okay, it's the quickest to acceptance, not the quickest to suppress your emotion in trading. So when an emotion arises, so for example, anger, which is obviously a natural emotion in trading, your antidote to anger for me is something called take 10. So if I feel anger boiling up, if for example, something's not gone right in a day, I go and take 10. So I go to my reading room, I go and read 10 pages for 10 minutes. I completely get away from the charts. It's a non-negotiable. So as soon as I feel that emotion coming in, I have an antidote to go and address that emotion, getting to acceptance. Another one is anxiety. So a lot of traders, they deal with anxiety at the charts, okay? So anxiety, where to get in, how to hold a trade, they choke their trades, they don't know how to manage TPs, all that sort of fun jazz, right? With anxiety, it's very, very simple. And some of the easiest things I've taught traders is reduce risk. Okay. So take the risk element out of your trading and just focus on the process. Process before success. Always focus on the process. So if you're over leveraging, you're automatically going to start feeling anxiety. So if you're trading with anxiety, trade with 1 micro for a week and watch how your trading improves. You'll hold that puppy to terminus. You won't have any anxiety. You'll feel confident about your trade because you won't let these negative emotions spiral. As soon as you over leverage, or you take on more contracts that you are not yet used to dealing with, you're going to have anxiety. And anxiety has so many negative consequences in trading, none more so than ill management of a trade, whether that's choking your stop loss, whether that's choking your TP, whatever it is. It's terrible for your trading. So if you have anxiety, reduce risk. And the last one I'll touch on is ego. Okay, ego is one of the other big things which messes most traders up. And what they do is they'll have a great day, they'll blow through their daily goal, they'll think that they've cracked trading, that they're the GOAT, they've got everything sussed, the market is for theirs for the taking. Let's go, baby, right? And then the next day they bring that ego into their trading and they're like, well, you know, I'm going to double up now. You know, look at these people on Twitter. I'm going to go for it, right? And then they trade that more, they take a loss, and then they spiral, emotions kick in, don't know how to manage emotions, boom, lost the account, right? So one of the rules that I have is if I ever smash through my daily goal, the very next day, I half my size and I trade base hits. The very next day after I hit a daily goal that's blown through my daily goal, the very next day, I trade half size and I go for base hits. Why? To stay humble and to manage my ego. As soon as ego creeps into your trading, you're dead. Yeah, so thanks for your time, guys. Just finally, what I will say is this: like, if you're struggling as a trader, just know that I have been there too. right? I have been there too. I've been in that position as well. I've struggled as a trader. Okay. But through grit and through determination and through a never say quit attitude, um, I've got there. Right. And so I'm just an average Joe. Okay. It's all down to you as a person and whether you can make that mental shift in your head to become a successful trader. And I wish you all the best on your journeys in getting there. Um, and that you find the model and the approach to the markets and that deep understanding that enables you to trade the markets with freedom. But it's incredibly difficult. Trading is very, very difficult. So don't feel bad on yourself if you're struggling or have struggled. Green shoots will appear once you've found something that resonates with you and speaks to you. So just give it time. Embrace other people's opinions and their thought processes, but don't copy them. And build something for yourself. And find somebody who you like, who you want to learn from, and who you resonate with, and learn from them. And be a fucking sponge, like be an absolute sponge, and soak it up, and then just go through the process of learning. Like you are going to put money in, you're going to lose money, you're going to put money in. The next step is you're going to spin. The next step is you're going to put money in, you're going to win some, win some, lose it all. These are the processes every single trader goes through. And then finally, you'll end up in this situation where you've become the trader you need to be. You put money in and you have a slow progressive equity curve up, which takes losses, but takes wins. And you are net positive continuously. It is a process. It doesn't matter where you are on the journey. It's a goddamn process of iteration, refinement, and improvement. And once you do that and understand it, you will eventually get there. You will eventually get there. So don't think you're terrible. Don't think you're trash. Don't think you'll ever not get trading. And by the way, there's your fill, your 1 minute biscuit on the high premium discount, right? You will get there. You will get there. Right? Have faith in the process. Okay. But if you ever need me for anything, like my sole passion in life now is to help other people. I just do this out of the goodness of my heart, and like I generally want other people to become financially free because I know what it can do for you and your family. That's all I care about. So if you have any burning questions or a desire to learn the way that I specifically trade, which is turtle suits, and I generally believe the way that I do it is the best way of teaching it, I'm here for you. But if you want to do something else, that's also cool. And I wish you all the best in your journeys. All right.